Welcome to episode 1 of the I Am Undeniable podcast. I am your host, Alex Sundar, and I'm here to drop some major fucking bombs perspective on how to become unbreakable in your mind, body, and soul. In today's episode, I'm going to be taking you on breaking through limiting beliefs and why your language is literally holding you back from being your best self. Now, I'm actually sitting in Kelowna right now, filming my very first episode, and literally, to be honest, I do not have my mic. All I have is my Apple AirPods, my laptop, and I'm sitting in the Starbucks getting the shit done. And, well, it's because I committed to making one episode a day for the next 30 days. And honestly, I'm quite excited because I've been wanting to make this podcast for quite a long time, but I just need the push to make it. I've always been told I'm smart, I should speak out more, but honestly, just constantly making excuses on why I shouldn't make this podcast. But then I came to Kelowna for the last couple of days, and I was here for a Mansion $1 Million Mastermind event where I learned from two of my mentors. And I'm actually also a head coach in their 10K Mastermind program, so it was actually extremely good for me to come here as a student and chill and not coach for the last couple of days. And I took a lot of great takeaways. And I am and always will be a student of the game. And you can always learn from other people as long as you're willing to listen to what the world is trying to say to you. I want you to listen to that again. Listen to what the world is telling you. It's about limiting beliefs in this episode. And you guys will notice my language at the start of this episode was very limiting, even on myself. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have language barriers that are holding ourselves back from becoming fucking unbreakable. So pay attention to what I said at the start. I have been wanting to make this podcast for a long time, but I just needed the push to make it happen. The truth is, I never needed the push. I just put limitations on myself. Like you, who's listening to this podcast episode, is also putting limitations on yourself. And you need to understand it all starts with language. If you believe it, you communicate it, it will reflect in your life. And the truth is, what your internal self says will always be a reflection in your day-to-day life. So if I keep making limiting excuses on why I couldn't make this podcast episode, that limiting belief will reflect in my world. And it's hard to tune into unless you're honestly very self-aware. So I wanted you to try this. Tune into the negative language that you are telling yourself. Is there something that you want to accomplish, but you don't believe you can do it? Well, that's a limiting belief. We put shackles on ourselves to hold ourselves back from where we are, from what we are truly capable of. It's like losing body fat. You sit there believing you can't go to the gym and work out because you have no time. You are creating a limiting belief in your subconscious. And this will reflect in the way you view and manage your time. And you will indirectly self-sabotage yourself from accomplishing your goals of losing body fat because you have no fucking time. You will fill your calendar up with Netflix, sleeping in, scrolling through TikTok, and you will sit there saying, I don't have time because you're too busy watching the fucking Netflix episode. But of course you have time. But you won't make the time or create the time in your schedule if you have the limiting belief that you have, which is no time. So everything starts with your language. So in order to overcome your limiting belief, I want you to start writing down daily to look for answers and how to overcome that limiting belief. So we'll use the example that I used earlier, which is no time. So I want you to grab a piece of paper, right? And I want you to start writing an affirmation. I will make and find time to work out 4 times per week, no matter what. Now, this is a reinforcement of good behavior patterns so you can start thinking differently about how to look at your goals. And you can literally apply this to anything. So you start writing this every single morning as an affirmation. Subconsciously, you're going to start to look for the answers to create more time so you can start working out. Now, I really want you to understand, this is not a magic formula where you will wake up and your life is now fucking fixed because you did it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't work like that. But what it will do, it will put you in the direction you need to in order to make changes. I really want you to understand this. Any belief pattern can be changed and improved on, but you need to give yourself the opportunity to do it. That's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the first episode on the I Am Undeniable podcast. I cannot wait to drop some major value over the next 30 days. So click that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow.